What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. Hope everyone is well. Make sure you smash that like button. Drop your comments below, your super chat, all your donations, whatever you want to do. How you support the channel. Subscribe, of course, and share the content. Share the content on the social media page. Whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, anyone still uses that, Instagram, etc., etc. Now, today we're going to be talking Cristiano Ronaldo. Um, yes, Jerry, I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm very, very good. We're talking Cristiano Ronaldo, and as the video says, will Cristiano Ronaldo turn Manchester United into winners? Now, of course, Man United, we have a great history of winning before Cristiano Ronaldo, and even after Cristiano Ronaldo winning Premier Leagues in 2011, 2013, getting to a Champions League final. Big up yourself, Zaza, as well. Winning your Europa League, FA Cup, and League Cup, all since Cristiano Ronaldo has left. But what he did when he was here, winning 3 Premier Leagues in a row, 2007, 2008, and 2009, win the Champions League in 2008 as well. His first trophy, of course, was the FA Cup in 2004, scoring in the final against Millwall. And then he won a League Cup in 2006. So his time at Man United was trophy laden. And we've been on a bit of a drought, not necessarily since he's left, but since Fergie's gone. A bit of a drought in terms of major trophies. Like I said, we've won the Europa League, we've won League Cup and FA Cup, but we haven't won a league title in, what am I saying, 8 years? This will be the 9th year. It's too long. It's too long. And we brought in, as far as I'm considered, as far as I would say anyway, the greatest player of his generation. I'm not saying the best in terms of talent, ability, but the greatest player of his generation. And at 36 years old, to come back to the Premier League, which is without a shadow of a doubt the toughest league. People can debate to say this league is more technically gifted. The best teams in this league is better than X, Y, Z. Right now, not only are the best teams in the Premier League, the best coaches are in the Premier League, and it has the most competitiveness in terms of challenging for league titles in European places. It's the best league in the world. It's the toughest league in the world in terms of physically. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Every player that you ever speak to says that. And he's come back at 36 to test himself again in the league that he already blew to smithereens when he was a youngster. Came at 18 and he's come back nearly 20 years after he joined the first time. So it's a tough ask. It's a tough ask. And of course, throughout the season, we're gonna get all the comparisons between Messi, Ronaldo. As it started, Ronaldo is started the season much better. We'll see how that goes. But this is about whether or not Cristiano Ronaldo can turn Man United into winners. Can he bring that winning gene, that winning mentality back into Manchester United and get us over the line in order situations that we seem to stumble, the semi-finals and the finals? Can he bring that to this team? It's not just going to be a one-man carry job, but I think his ability and his mentality to do that is going to be very, very crucial. And we're going to go through some graphics actually and some analysis as to what he can bring to us and how it might turn us into winners. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Sammy says Ronaldo Varane dropped versus West Ham tomorrow in the cup. I hope they are. I hope they are rested. Remember, Man United don't drop players. Only everyone else get dropped. We rest our players. Big up yourself, MN. Barcelona's in a bit of a mire at the moment, isn't it? 54 crosses, PK up front for the last 15 minutes, scraping the draw in La Liga. Already off the pace from the top of La Liga. Problems over there. We're looking at Koeman possibly losing his job very early on in this season. Jeremiah says, if we want to win the league, this is the season to do it. No more excuses for Oli. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Mowada says, Viva Neeks. Yes, come on, come on. The Prem Big Four, PSG and Bayern are the top 6 teams in the world. Agreed. Agreed, Sammy. Viva Ronaldo says, Abraham, big up yourself. Space Kid needs, can I be a moderator for the channel as well? So who's the moderator? We've got Shane, and we've got who's the other one? Winston. Shane, the Man United fan, and Winston's the Arsenal fan. I'll look into moderators in a bit. Okay, I won't do that right now. Shane says, I will look forward to Ronaldo in UCL matches. That's where he excels. Well, he's already scored in the first UCL match. Of course, we didn't win the game, but he just does what he does. He just does what he does, and he doesn't really care what goes on around him. I said don't care. Whatever's going on around him, he is going to produce, and he's already done that already. Big up yourself, Ryan. Shame about Novak, eh? Shame about Novak. I ain't saying nothing. He says, we are winning the quadruple. Listen, Liverpool look good. Liverpool look good. They look like they had their season off. They look refreshed, and they're coming back for the title, maybe coming for the Champions League as well. They haven't won multiple trophies in one season. I'm not talking about bloody Super Cup and World Club Cup. I'm talking about proper competitions that have to go through rounds to get there. They haven't done that in this great era so far on the club. So if they can do that this season, multiple major trophy winning season, that will be something to add to Klopp's legacy. Sammy says, or Space Kids as well, what's your lineup for tomorrow, and would you let Gunwood rest? I'm going to get into my team by the end of the stream, so make sure you stick around as we go through talking about Ronaldo, and then we'll talk about the team for tomorrow. Neeks, you think Juve would have enough to stay up without Cristiano? Juve will stay up. They'll stay up. I can't say much more than that, but they'll stay up. Man United doing the double. What, the League Cup and FA Cup? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not lying. I'll take it. I'll take it. I wouldn't take Europa League, because that means we get knocked out of the Champions League, but I'll take a League Cup and FA Cup. Abdi says, Neeks, when Rom is back when he bags at Old Trafford, I want you on the terrace, on your knees, apologizing to Big Rom. Small game Romelu. Small game Romelu. He doesn't score in big games. And I'm not saying he's never ever scored in a big game, but he doesn't score in big games. For a man of his numbers, when you look at Rom's numbers, you're like, whoa, this guy's world class. He must have been scoring in finals and leading his team to all these trophies. And you actually look at it and you're like, oh, that's who he was scoring against. He was, I'm not saying stat padding, but a bit of a flat track bully. He's a good striker, and he's got better than when he left the Premier League, no doubt. But until I see him regularly scoring in those big games, in those big moments, he's small game Romelu. Shout out to Ramsey for that slogan. Small game Romelu. I brought him into my FPL team thinking Spurs, he's going to do it against Spurs. And what happened? Man didn't score. Point blank header, boom, straight at the keeper. That boom, straight at the keeper. Direct the header. Get me some points. Small game Romelu. I'm a fool. Why did I trust him to score in the big game? I should have waited and saved my transfer and bring him in after the Man City game when all the small games come. And then he's going to start banging 2, banging 1. Might even get him a hat-trick. That's when he comes to life. And you know what? That's good for Chelsea. Because Chelsea's problem wasn't necessarily the big games. It was scoring those goals in the small games. And that's why they brought small game Romelu. Joshua A says, is Ronaldo even better than Salah? Ronaldo is the best player in the Premier League. Ronaldo is the greatest player of his generation. I got nothing more to say on that. Mowada, Phil Jones is back. The EPL ain't ready. He's back. Phil Jones is back, and I'm hoping that if he can get a few minutes and prove his fitness, maybe someone can come in for him in January. Maybe someone can come in for it. That's what I want to see. Ian says, if Ollie does the double this season, Champions League and Premier League, is he better legacy than Klopp? 100%. 100%. Listen, Ian, don't even get me. We're going way too far. We're going way too far for that. But 100% yes. But I'm not even going to dream that far just yet. Lukabam, Ryan says, isn't world class. I agree. He's a very good striker, but I need those big goals. Finals, semis, big teams. I need that. Syria, I have my questions. Inter got knocked out of the Champions League twice in the group stages with Lukaku on the Conte. Lost in the final against Sevilla of the Europa League. I got my questions. Ryan says, my Egyptian king is going to fire us at the title this season. He's not your Egyptian king. You're an Egyptian peasant. You don't rate him. I had him as top goal scorer. And then Ronaldo joined. I was like, well, and now Ronaldo's going to be top goal scorer. Does Ronaldo have a go in a World Cup knockout game? Does Lukaku? I don't know actually. Does Lukaku? I don't know. That's Salah. What's that got to do with anything? Because I said the best player of his generation. The other player that competes with him, so the greatest, is also hasn't got a goal in the World Cup knockout. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me get some of you lot's chats up on the side, actually. When you lot send your messages, it should come up down the side. Let's see. Zaza says, I missed him at United. He always gave 100% effort. I don't. Jeremiah says, if Ollie wins the EPL and UCL one season, he'll be my top 5 managers in my lifetime. I need to get into this, what I'm talking about today, going through all your comments. I think as United fans, we should be encouraged at the fact we haven't played our best brand of football and still joined the league. Yeah, listen, getting a good start to the season is always important. Regardless of how well you're playing, you have to get the points on the board, and then you can start playing well and going on those runs. It's so important. Mic problem. Yeah, mic problem. 111. Audio. Let me know. Anyone else? Is anyone else having a problem with the mic? Is anyone else having a problem? Because there shouldn't be on my side. Let me know. Anyone else? Is anyone else having a problem with the mic? Is anyone else having a problem? Oh, there is a bit of a problem. I think it's getting a bit of feedback. I don't know what it is. If it's out. You know what I think it is? I think it's my laptop. It's the fans going, and I think it's coming back into the mic. I think that's what it is. Apologies for that. I don't think there's anything I can do about it, but yeah, we'll see. Okay. Let's look at some of these graphics that I've got. Now, all I'll say first, thank you. All I'll say is first, make sure to hit the like button. I got these graphics from Statman Dave and United Arena. So make sure you go check them out at United Arena and at Statman Dave on Twitter. Make sure you go check them out. These are not my graphics. I didn't create them, but I was looking at them. I think Statman Dave got some of them from, where did he get it from? Sofa School. I think looks like he's got some kind of partnership with them. So that is where I've got these from. So we're going to go through them now. You can't see that, so let me take off this chat. I think that's better. Okay, so this is obviously against Newcastle, Ronaldo's first game, and we all know Ronaldo. Greenwood's on the right hand side of the box, as you can see there. He cuts in onto his left. He's got 4 people around him, but this is Greenwood. He doesn't really care. He just likes to shoot. So he cuts in on his left-hand side, takes a shot. Well, look at Ronaldo first. This is Ronaldo here. Ronaldo's there. I'm sure you can see that on your screen. Yeah, you can. So Ronaldo's there. You got 2 Man United players here as well. And you got 4 across the 6-yard box of Newcastle players. The ball from Greenwood, so the shot from Greenwood ends, well, he shoots here, the ball ends up there. That's where Ronaldo is. This is where the ball ends up. As Green was lining up to take the shot, as you can see here, Ronaldo's already on the move. So I'm not saying everyone shouldn't be ball watching, because at this point, someone's about to shoot, you need to see what's going to happen. But Ronaldo, as a striker, is anticipating. Sancho doesn't make a, finishes Sancho here, doesn't make a run to the back post to see if maybe, say he shoots across the keeper and the keeper saves it and pushes it. Sancho's not making that run. Bruno doesn't make a run in there. Ronaldo's already on his bike. So people will say, oh, he's just tapping merchant, tapping Naldo, tapping Naldo. He gets all these tap-ins because he anticipates. There was a quote from the late Jimmy Greaves, obviously he just passed away recently. And he says, I make 500 runs into the box every season. 500 runs into the box every season. 100 times I connect with the ball. 50 times, no, yeah, 100 times I connect with the ball. 50 times it will be off target. The other 50, half of those the keeper saves, and I end up with 25 goals a season. If you don't make that run, you have to continually make that run time and time again. Because at that one time you do make the run, the ball's going to fall at your feet. And that's what Ronaldo done. He anticipated in hope. He didn't know the ball was going to fall there, but there's a chance the ball might fall there, and someone needs to be there to finish it. Now, it's not a slight on the likes of even Rashford, Martial, or sometimes even Greenwood. But a lot of them are on their heels at times. Let's say Sancho's not a natural goal scorer, so he's on his heels. Even Bruno, who some people like to classify as a second striker, he has great movement, but he's not a striker. Bruno's not a striker. Ronaldo has molded his game to become the greatest goal scorer, not just a great goal scorer, the greatest goal scorer, and allowed his career to prolong for as long as he has at the highest level. If Ronaldo decided to be a winger for the whole of his career, and the same winger that he was when he burst into the scenes at 18 years old, then his career would be over by now. He wouldn't be able to be playing at a Premier League level on the wing, trying to run past players and twist man up, and he couldn't do that. So he's adapted his game to enable himself to prolong his career at the highest level and be effective at the highest level. It's not just about turning up at the highest level. Josh says there's actually quite a few better players than him at finishing. 100%. Van Nistelrooy is a better finisher than Ronaldo. I'm not saying he's the best finisher, but he's the greatest goal scorer in terms of the amount of goals he scored, for the length of time he scored those goals, at the level he scored those goals. So Champions League, Premier League, La Liga. These are Serie A, the top, well, you know, 3 of the top 4 leagues in the world. International level. Ronaldo, R9, is a better finisher than Cristiano. But he's not a greater goal scorer because of the length of time. That's the place I'm getting at. But you look at Ronaldo, the instinct that he has to make that run, and he scores his first goal. That's the first one. Secondly, so obviously again, people talk about, and we're going to get onto the stats right at the end of it. People talk about, oh, Ronaldo, he's just a goal scorer. He's just a goal scorer. And I have to question people. Because a lot of people say, oh yeah, I watch all these other leagues. I watch all these other leagues. And you're like, well, if you watch all these other leagues in the in-depth nature that you say you do, you will know that Ronaldo is not just a penalty box poacher, a tapping merchant. He might score his goals within the penalty box, sometimes within the 6-yard box, tap-ins, headers, whatever it might be. But his overall game, and we'll see the heat maps at the end, his overall game is much more than that. So a lot of people, when Martial was playing up front and Martial FC, etc., it's like, oh yeah, but he brings so much more. He holds up the ball, he links the play. Well, I want my striker, first and foremost, to score goals. That's the first thing, score goals. And then after that, we can talk about linking play. We can talk about holding up the ball, etc. But to say that Ronaldo doesn't do any of that is a fallacy. It's actually a lie. It's a lie that's been spouted by people that don't watch Ronaldo or are trying to put other players above Ronaldo, trying to diminish exactly what he is. Of course, he's nowhere near as influential across the pitch, across the 90 minutes, you might say, as he was in the past, or even as someone like Lionel Messi. But he's still as effective in terms of winning games. And you look at this play right here. So Matic picks up the ball. Ronaldo is in this position. Now, look at Harry Kane last year. People spoke about, well, if you have runners of Harry Kane, you have the likes of Son, Moura. He can get those assists, for example. Now, I'm not saying Ronaldo's passing is as good as Harry Kane. It's not. But to suggest all he's there for is tap-ins and headers is a fallacy. So he picks up this position right here. You see Lingard to the left. And who is that? Is that Bruno? Must be Bruno. It looks like Bruno in this right over here. Once you have, and obviously Luke Shaw's here as well, once you have runners in and around Ronaldo, one, you allow him to get the space because defenders have to occupy other people. And once he gets the ball in the feet, it's not all, I'm just going to shoot from anywhere because that's what I do. No, he has a bit of guile to his game that people don't credit him for. So Lingard makes the run inside. Luke Shaw's making the run on the outside. Ronaldo has a little bit of space. Matic finds the ball, finds the position to get the ball to him. Obviously, all eyes on Ronaldo. You've got these two players here. So let me do that again. These two players here looking at Ronaldo. You got this defender here looking at Ronaldo. So you got that one there. Eyes on Ronaldo. Eyes on Ronaldo. Eyes on Ronaldo. Everyone looking at Ronaldo. Luke Shaw makes this run. Luke Shaw makes this run. Defender has to then cover that run. Because if Ronaldo turns, because he's got this space, he can either find Luke Shaw in the overlap. Then you're going to have Bruno, you're going to have Lingard making runs into the box. Ronaldo turns on the inside, so he's got two runners. One over here, and he's got Lingard, who's come from the left, as you remember. Lingard was here. He's run right across. He's now occupying this defender. From the left, Ronaldo turns on it and plays a reverse ball into Lingard. It didn't come to anything in the end. It got to Lingard, but we didn't get a goal or anything from it. But it shows that he's not just there to be in the box. If you get runners and quality around him, he can supply, not at the level of Messi, but he can supply as well as score. MN says, isn't that most strikers? Well, most strikers might give you that. Rashford doesn't, by the way, when we play Rashford up front. Martial will give you that, but he's not going to give you the goals. Cavani doesn't give you that. Cavani is an off-the-shoulder striker. He will drift out to the wings. 100% Cavani will drift out to the wings. But he's not going to give you that turn and reverse pass. He doesn't give you that. He's going to be the one making that Jesse Lingard run and hoping to receive the ball from that reverse pass. Now, that's not a slight on Cavani, because one thing that I noticed with the people who were overly backing Martial as he's the striker, and the reason why he's not scoring is because of Oli, which is a fallacy, because his best season was under Oli, was that we don't create enough chances. But as soon as Cavani came into the team, we start creating chances. Or should I say our striker starts scoring? No, the chances were there to be created, but the striker wasn't making the runs into the box to either get the cross or get on the end of those crosses. So it looked like, oh, we haven't had many touches in the box. We ain't had many shots on target. We ain't created any big chances. Because the strikers are not in the positions to finish or to actually get on the end of what would be big chances. But Ronaldo is able to both get into the position to score, but also link play. Just a link play. It's nothing major. It's nothing huge. It's something actually I want from my striker. But people was trying to say that he doesn't do it. He's going to be out of the game completely unless you serve him the ball on a play. And it's just not the case. And we'll see the heat maps and the stats in a second. And then we got Ronaldo. Shane said he's still very quick over the ground. He is. He's still one of the fastest players on the pitch. I think He registered the fastest speed of any player on the pitch against West Ham. And there was a lot of young players on that pitch with him there. So we've got obviously Luke Shaw driving forward the ball here. Ronaldo's making this run in between the right back and the right centre back. This run here from Jadon Sancho is important because, as you can see, this defender is watching the run. He watches the run of Jadon Sancho. It creates a space that Ronaldo's going to run into. And right there, you see, now it's too late. Now it's too late because, yeah, if you're Kyle Walker, you might get back. If you're Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you might get back. But for how quick Ronaldo is over a short period, a short distance, and just the position of where he's going to go, where he wants the ball, where he puts his body, it's going to make it very difficult for any defender to come across. I think this is James Lascelles. I'm not sure. And that's Manquillo, isn't it? They're not slouches. I'm not saying they're express pace. We're not slouches. And this is Ronaldo, 36 years old. Well, he can only do it if you pass it to him in the 6-yard box. He can tap it in. No, he makes that run in between. Just a little gap. One little moment, that defender's looking. The next moment, Ronaldo's in. Luke Shaw finds him with the ball, and the rest is history. Lascelles comes across. He leaves Manquillo. Manquillo's here. When that ball goes in, Manquillo ends up here, and it's Lascelles, I think, who has to come across. Ronaldo shoots and scores. So it's different types of goals. One was based on anticipation. The other one based on his movement and his intelligence. And then we saw in between all of that, him creating that opportunity for Jesse Lingard. Jace Norse says, do people think that Ronaldo could be the Golden Boot this season? I've got him as the Golden Boot winner. He's a goal scorer. He's an elite goal scorer. And I expect him to score more goals. And I think the fact that Salah's going to the African Nations Cup, I think I could play into it. I'm trying to think. What was Ronaldo? Our first game of the season was Leeds. He wasn't there. Second game of the season, Southampton. Is that right? Or was Newcastle our second game? No, it was Southampton, wasn't it? And he wasn't there. So he missed the first 2 games of the season. So a few of them had a look a head start. So we'll see in it. Yeah, as MN says, he's inevitable. He's literally inevitable. He's going to score goals. It's just what he does. Now we look at the West Ham game. Again, these are stats from graphics from United Arena. You can see here, UA. So make sure you go check them out on Twitter. And it's talking about where basically we're generally having our possession. You can see that the top 3 possession in terms of time. We had Rafael Varane, Scott McTominay, and Wan-Bissaka, which is all this area of the pitch. Now, if you know anything about Manchester United, it's all this area here. If you know anything about Man United in the last couple of years, especially last season with Rashford and Luke Shaw, this is where all our damage gets done. And your end game seeing us having like 40%, 50% of our attacks down the left-hand side, which creates such an imbalance in our attack. And it makes it very easy to defend because everyone knows exactly where you're going to be. Everyone knows exactly where you're going to be. And what he does, what we've got here now with Varane, who's willing to drive the ball forward. McTominay, if he's playing on that side, as opposed to Matic and Fred, who we had against Southampton, 2 left-footed players who are generally going to come inside, go sideways, or Matic might even progress the ball forward. But on the left-hand side, we've got right-footed players on the right-hand side, progressively either passing or driving the ball forward down the right. And it creates a balance that allows the likes of Pogba and the likes of Bruno to pick up positions either out wide or central to create. Because if you have an attack or you attack from both sides of the pitch, the defense of the opposition has to spread themselves. They can't just say, all right, we're going to double up on the left-hand side because we don't have to worry about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We don't have to worry about Fred. We don't have to worry about whoever's on that right-hand side, Dan James. We don't have to worry about them. One matter. Sancho hasn't even hit form, really. But West Ham can't just focus down one side of the pitch. They can't just do that. They have to spread Bruno gets his assist from actually the left-hand side. He drifted out to the left. It wasn't an assist. He crossed it in. Ronaldo's shot was saved and he tapped it in. But he created that chance from the left-hand side. He put in a couple wicked balls from the right-hand side. So now you got Pogba, who will pull to the left or even start on the left like he did against West Ham. And you got Bruno, who will pick up the position pretty much everywhere. You look at the graphic, you see he's got 13% hair on the left, 13% in the middle, 13% hair deep on the right, and 15% in this right-hand channel. Pogba's more predominantly central and left, very, very rarely goes to the right. Bruno's much more, as a number 10, he has much more scope to do that. But when you spread the pitch and you have creators across your team, or people attempting, I'm gonna say Wan-Bissaka is a creator, but he's attempting to create. He's getting better. It means that, well, the defense can't just focus on Luke Shaw and Rashford. And if you have potential crosses and creators coming from both sides, big up yourself, Igal. Make sure you go sub to EGTV. I think they've just started memberships over there as well, so make sure you go do that, especially the Arsenal fans in the chat. Once you do that, Ronaldo's living, because you spread the defense. He's gonna find space in the box, as we've shown. You get crosses in, Ronaldo's there. And we showed with the goal against West Ham, Bruno gets the cross in, Ronaldo, all the crosses we were putting in, headed some of the defenders heading away, Ogbonna, Zuma, heading away. But we still created a lot of chances from the crosses. From set pieces, we created a couple of chances. Bruno hit the post. Then Ronaldo has the goal from Bruno's cross. So for me, having a focal point, having a striker, and Cavani proved it last year. You have someone different up front who's actually willing to occupy the defenders in those danger areas, you're going to get goals. So this notion that we don't, and I haven't even got all the stats here. We had a lot last year where we see that we create, top 3 amount of chances in the league, and behind Man City and Liverpool, which I understand. But the way people talk is like, we don't create chances. Or do we not actually have a striker? I'm not saying we can't do better. 100% we could do better. 100%. But for me, it was overstated how much we didn't create chances, because we just didn't really have a natural striker for a while. At Man United, when Cavani was out injured at times, or with his suspension, etc. When he's there, look at that game against Tottenham. That Tottenham game for me was the epitome of everything we want to do. And the goals that we created, little reverse balls, crosses into the box, and then a through ball from Pogba for Greenwood. It was just goals created in so many different ways, because we have a natural number 9 who will occupy 2 defenders, whose movement is elite. That was Cavani. For me, Cavani's got the best movement of any number 9, any striker in the world, including Ronaldo. Ronaldo's movement for me ain't as good as Cavani's off the ball movement, but it's still elite. He still knows where to be. But the way that Cavani just pulls off his defender, and if you follow him, you create space for someone else. If you don't, then he's through on goal. His finishing, of course, is not as good as Ronaldo's. Shane says, Neeks, the thing I would say about the heat map is that it's mainly in the channels rather than width of the pitch, due to Greenwood and Pogba drifting inside. So we've got this one, because this one here is Bruno and Pogba only. This one here, we've got 11% here, 8% there. Bruno picks up a lot of these positions, as does Greenwood. And yeah, Pogba is generally going to come inside. That's why you don't have as much down there, especially on this side for Pogba, because I think Pogba's average position was actually about this position yesterday, Sunday. He was coming into this little position. Fred was average position was slightly more advanced than Pogba. And Luke Shaw, who hasn't had a great start, he's been okay. He hasn't had a great start to the season. He wasn't even as progressive as someone like Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, we have heavy heat maps in the inside channel, because of course Greenwood coming inside and Pogba coming inside, so his average position is about here. But 9% on the right hand side, 5% obviously a bit higher, compared to 7 and 4. We don't usually get that at Man United. It's usually you probably get like a combination. What's that? 13. That's 11%. You probably get 15, 16, 17, 20% sometimes down this left hand side. If you got Rashford and Luke Shaw, we get 4 and 5 for Wan-Bissaka. But that changed. That changed yesterday. And there's a Danny Devil in the details. Go and check out his channel, Devils in the Detail, and he does a video. Actually, let me see if I can. I'm gonna post it into the live chat. Don't go look at it yet. Stay with me. But he speaks about. I'm sure it's in that video. Let me double check. I'm trying to think. I think it's in that video. He talks about the amount of times that McTominay. I might think about a different video, you know. I'm gonna send it anyway. But there's a few analysis that I've been looking at, and how much we were attacking down the right hand side compared to previous, well, last season, previous games, etc. I'll get the video up. Bear with me. And I'm gonna share it in the chat, so make sure you go check it later. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. There it is. Yeah, go check that later. All right. So we did that. Now, this is what I wanted to show, because this notion that Ronaldo is just a penalty box striker. That's his heat map. That's his heat map. Now, of course, it's heavily weighted, or it's heavily situated right here in the area where you want it to be. This is a striker. You want it to be there. But look how heavy that is here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. They even got the one where he made a clearance from his own box. Ronaldo does more than just that. Now, someone might say, well, ain't that what all strikers do? I'm not saying all strikers don't do it. But the way it was spoken about was like, Ronaldo's going to offer nothing unless you put on a plate. No. Ronaldo offers a lot more than people gave credit for, because they didn't really watch Ronaldo. They saw a few highlights, they saw the goals that he scored, and they said, he's a tapping merchant. That's what they said. He's a tapping Ronaldo. He's a penalty merchant. Ronaldo. That's what they said, because they didn't watch Ronaldo. He needs creators around him. Of course he does. Which striker doesn't need creators around him? Look at Harry Kane right now. Harry Kane's the one dropping deep to try and create. Because who is doing the creating? Nobody. Of course, strikers need creators around him. But to say Ronaldo only just scores goals, again, it's a fallacy. It's a fallacy. He's a striker, yes. But he's a complete striker. He's a complete striker. He does what you need to do. The ball comes into him. I'm not saying he's going to back into defenders, all that kind of nonsense. No, but the ball comes into him. One touch, he'll lay it off, and he run in behind. Or, as we saw against West Ham, he runs out to the wing, stands up his defender, a couple step overs that people say don't work anymore, and he should have had 2 penalties. At least one. As a bare minimum, he should have had 1. So that's his heat map. You can just show that and you say, listen, Ronaldo's more than just a fox in the box. That was a question. Is Ronaldo a fox in the box? Now, I know it was, I think it was Statman Baines who put that question out, and he's like, well, I believe he's not. But for him to ask that, it feels like somebody suggested that he was a fox in the box. What, like a Jermaine Defoe or something? Like, come on, man. Come on. Let's be honest. Let's be real. And this is the stats. So this is Ronaldo's rank since his debut. So, of course, you're excluding the first. Is it just 2 games he's missed? No, he missed 3 because he missed the Wolves game, didn't he? Yeah, of course. He's only played 2 Premier League games. Touches inside the box, 21. But we don't create chances. Total shots, 13. But we don't create chances. Shots from inside the box, 12. So it's not like he's taking pot shots to get to this 13. No, these are the shots inside the box. 12 out of 13 from inside the box. 7 shots on target, 5 big chances, 3 goals, XG 3.24, goals 3. These are he's first ranked in the league in all these metrics. So not only is he scoring more goals than anyone else since his debut in the Premier League, you can see this one's from Statman Dave. Make sure you go check him out. Not only is he doing that, scoring more goals, these two specifically, and even, let's see if I can do this. No, you can't. So touches inside the box, big chances, and the XG tell me that Man United create chances. Man United get the ball forward. Man United do attack. There was a notion that Man United are not an attacking team. I'm not saying we're the greatest. I'm not saying that. But to suggest we are a defensive team, again, it's a fallacy. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. We attack. We don't do it as well as we should. We don't do it as well as Man City and Liverpool. But to suggest that we don't attack, it's a false narrative. It's a false narrative that was pushed to defend people like Anthony Martial as our striker. And that's just that's a fact. Because I know the people that were pushing those kind of narratives were, one, either Ollie out, 2, Martial FC. Some of them were both. They were both Ollie out and Martial FC. And you have to push that narrative that there's no coaching, we don't have a style of play, and we don't create chances. And my argument, backed by the stats, is that if we have a striker, chances will be created. Now, yes, I would like more chances. 100% I would like more chances to be created. Who wouldn't want more chances to be created? But we do create chances. And with Ronaldo in the team, we're going to create more. We're going to score more. So to answer the question, will CR7 turn us into winners? I'm going to be optimistic and say yes. I'm going to be optimistic and say yes. We did not buy Cristiano Ronaldo to finish second. And when I say finish second, I don't just mean in the league. We're talking about runners up in the FA Cup, runners up in the League Cup, runners up in the European competition. No, we bought Cristiano Ronaldo to win. We bought Rafael Varane to win. We bought Jadon Sancho to win. Jadon Sancho's a 10-year player, hopefully. Rafael Varane, a 5-year player. Ronaldo is win now. We got him to win now. And Jerry said it earlier. This team is ready. This team is ready to win, and it has to win now. It has to win now. MN says, so UCL Prem minimum. That's our target. We have to be aiming. We can't be talking about, listen, we finished 3rd 2 years ago, 2nd last year. We could say we had a better season if we finished with 88 points and only finished 2 points off 1st. I get it. Yeah, it's a better season, but it's not winning. I'm not saying you have to be sacked if you finish 1 point off the league, but make no doubts about it, Ronaldo was brought here to win. And that's the aim. We've got the League Cup tomorrow. And it's not a priority. Don't let anyone fool you. It's not a priority. But I don't want to go out of that competition. No way do I want to go out. I want to make some changes. And I'm going to get into my team. Actually, I posted on Twitter earlier, but yeah, everyone's not on Twitter. Everyone doesn't necessarily follow me like that. So we're going to go through what I will do for my team tomorrow. Yes, I'll make changes, but I want to win. I want to win the League Cup. February, early trophy, get out of the way, build some momentum. I want to win the FA Cup. We ain't won it since 2016. I want to win the Premier League. I want to win the Champions League. I want to win everything. I know it's going to be very hard, nigh on impossible to do so. But the mindset has to be. If the mindset is, if we win, it doesn't really matter. We just, want to play good football and let's see how far we got. No, that can't be the mindset. The mindset has to be to win. Has to be. Bear with me. He said treble minimum. Joshua, treble minimum. I want everything. I want it all. But I gotta be realistic. Chelsea are the best team in the world. Nomad says, if we win something early, this team will want more. And that's what we need to build, that momentum and that hunger to win more. And if you can get early win, and I hope it all don't come crashing down tomorrow, then who knows? Who knows? 2 tough games versus Villa and Villarreal to come. We should rotate heavily, says Mo Wada. I think we should rotate. I'll do my team. Let me bring up my team. So this is what I'm going to go with. So goalkeeper. Now, obviously, this is fitness pending. I'll go Dean Henderson. If Dean Henderson's not fit, I'll happily go Tom Heaton. I don't think Davide has to play it. Keepers don't need a rest, but I'm happy to give Tom Heaton the game. I think he's a good keeper. And I'm expecting West Ham to, I know Antonio's probably going to play maybe 60 minutes or so, but I'm expecting West Ham to rotate. They played on Thursday, then Sunday, then it's going to be Wednesday, and then Saturday, and then Thursday again. So they're going to have to rotate. They're going to have to rotate as well. So I'll go Dean Henderson. I'll go Dallo, and we heard that Tellez is in the squad, so I would want him to play. Now, I would go Lindelof and Bailly for this game. I think Lindelof plays on the left, isn't it? On the right, sorry. But there is a call. People are saying that Maguire and Varane should start to kind of keep that, or to build that partnership, build that camaraderie that, of course, they don't have yet because they haven't really played very often together. So I would understand it. I would get why they play, but I'm cool with Lindelof and Bailly. I am cool with that partnership. Lindelof plays on the left. The reason why I was thinking that he played on the left, but he plays those little ping balls when he's on the right hand side. I love them. I love them. That's why I just put him there, but it is what it is. Now, I would start, obviously, Van der Beek. Van der Beek has to play, and he has to play 90 minutes. I'm not going to say he was hard done by taking off against young boys because something had to give, but it was tough for him because it was the red card. The red card was the only reason why he came off. And he needs the minutes, and he needs the minutes to be able to impress. So I hope he plays tomorrow, and I hope he has a great game because it gives Ollie trust in the fact that we have more options for that double pivot. He obviously doesn't trust Van der Beek, which is a shame. And I would actually start Fred. Now, it's a madness that I'm saying to start Fred, but I'm literally starting Fred because I don't want Fred on the weekend against Villa. That's it. I want McTominay. I think someone said earlier, I think it was maybe in Joshua, maybe, said Matic and McTominay are our best pivot. And I think it probably is. McTominay and Pogba might be able to work. But I think you get the ball playing ability. Mawada said, I love Fred. I'm wearing his shirt. Yeah, this is a Fred shirt. It says on the back. Can you see it? You can't see it. Don't worry. But Matic has the ball playing ability, and McTominay has the energy to get up and down and to get in and around. So I'm playing Fred just so I don't want to see him on Saturday. I'm going to be honest. And then we play Villarreal next week and we'll change it up again. If Van der Beek has a great game, then maybe Van der Beek starts. Maybe. But that's the only reason I'm playing Fred. He's been awful this year. I'm not going to lie. I would have Lingard in the 10. I would then have Sancho on the right. Sancho needs... He needs a few games in his legs. He needs to. I'm not putting any pressure on him. I think he's gonna come good. It's not an issue. But this is a game that he needs in terms of minutes, in terms of confidence, probably. And if he can have a great game, then who knows? Who knows? This might just set him off for the rest of the season. I hope he has a great game. Joshua says, McTominay's progressive pass is improving. Correct. And with physicality and intensity he offers, he probably United best central midfielder. Well, I think Pogba's still our best central midfielder. Unless you're not classing Pogba as a central midfielder. And if you're not, then what are you classing as? Pogba's still our best central midfielder. But McTominay is definitely better than Fred. I'll tell you that for a fact. Definitely better than Fred. If you had a proper DM, then you put Pogba in there. A DM that isn't so that isn't so lacking in mobility as Matic. Someone could play there consistently. Now, my forward line is a bit. If Cavani's fit, then I'm going Cavani up top, no questions, and Martial on the left. That's a lot of changes. That is 10 changes from the weekend. It's a lot. And if West Ham don't make 10, then we could be in trouble. That's the only problem. So this is what I would do. Now, if Cavani's not fit, then you'd go with Martial up front. You'd go with probably Sancho on the left and Greenwood on the right. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Or do you draft back in Juan Mata? Maybe. There's a few options. In reality, Solskjaer's not making 11 changes. I don't know exactly who. Probably maybe the two centre-backs will, or one of the centre-backs will be Maguire or Varane. Probably Maguire. So you might get Maguire and Lindelof, which is what we had in the Champions League, wasn't it? Maguire and Lindelof. Maybe Telles doesn't start. Maybe Shaw starts and Telles comes off the bench. Lingard would play. Sancho would definitely play. Maybe he starts Greenwood. So that's still a bit more consistency. The key for me is that Ronaldo doesn't play a minute. Pogba doesn't play. And Bruno doesn't play. For me, those are the three key players that I do not want to see on this pitch. As a matter of fact, Wan-Bissaka as well. No need for him. Wan-Bissaka will play on the weekend against Villa. Dalot will play in the Champions League because Wan-Bissaka is suspended. So for me, Wan-Bissaka, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, and Ronaldo. So 5 players from that lineup. So if we said 1, 2, 3, and who did I say 4, and Matic 5. That means, yeah, so those 5 players come in, and every other position for me is Van der Beek, Lindelof, Bailly, Telles. You might play Shaw. Van der Beek has to play. But McTominay shouldn't play either. McTominay shouldn't play because he just come back from injury. 2 games in 3 days. I think it's too much. So I'm saying Dalot, Van der Beek, Fred, Sancho, Lingard, and Martial should all start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means the Mason Greenwood, that position's interchangeable. Could be Cavani. Obviously, we've got front. Could be Juan Mata. The other 3 in defense, Lindelof, Bailly, Telles. It could be, he might go with the other 3, Varane, Maguire, and Luke Shaw. I don't know. And the goalkeeper, David Gea doesn't have to play. So that's my team. That is my team. For me, we're at home. Well, yeah, I think we win. It could go penalties. I'm not gonna lie. It could be 1-1 goal penalties. But I'm gonna back my team to win. I'll say 2-1 again. To be honest, I'll say 2-1 again and go through to the next round. Man City won 6-1 today. Liverpool won 3-0. I guess Chelsea's probably playing tomorrow. Spurs probably tomorrow as well. Arsenal, is Arsenal tomorrow? Must be. Did Arsenal play today? No, it must be tomorrow. They didn't come from my notification, so they must be playing tomorrow. Let's see what games we got tomorrow. Actually, he went through with South Everton. QPR beat Everton 8-7 on penalties. So let's see. Leeds won 6-5 on penalties. Brentford won 7-0. QPR beat Everton 8-7 on penalties. Stoke beat Watford, so Watford's out 3-1. Liverpool through 3-0. Burnley beat Rochdale 4-1. Southampton won 4-2 on penalties against Sheffield. Man City won 6-1 against Wickham, which means tomorrow, Brighton against Swansea, Man United, West Ham, Chelsea, Villa, good game. Arsenal, Wimbledon, Millwall, Leicester, and Wolves, Tottenham, good game. Good games tomorrow, and I expect to go through. And if we don't go through, I'll be very disappointed, because one, I want to win this competition. That's the first thing. I want to win the competition. Two, these players in our squad who are trying to fight to get in the first team, this is the game for you to prove. This is the game for you to go out and do it and say, I should be starting. Jadon Sancho, I should be starting. Van der Beek, Martial, I should be starting. Dalot, I should be starting. That's what I want to see these players go out and do. And ultimately, on top of that, the further we go in the competition and all the other competitions, the more minutes everyone plays. If we're only in the Premier League, Champions League, going to be 14, 15 players. And we've got a bloody massive squad. Phil Jones is back in the squad. Phil Jones is back in the squad. Guys, smash that like button, please. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Yeah, that's it. Will Ronaldo turn Man United into winners? I'm going to say yes. And I hope, not even come the end of the season, by February, by the end of February in the Capital One Cup final, Carabao Cup final, the answer will be answered. Can Ronaldo turn Man United into winners? Like the video. I'll see you all soon.